So I don't really know where this idea is that I'm some sort of like fake, like working class person. I was brought up by a single mother on a council estate, and I don't want to get into it, but like my dad was not around, like for a lot of my life, and he passed away when I was a teenager. So it's like, it's like...
That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me Fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, I'm ready to live with audience. Badass. There is Drama Cast. How you see? Vault co-host.
Hey.
Vault Point Man. Remember that? We used to say Point Man?
Yeah.
Some branding stuff. And then Genie Behind the Glass and all that other good stuff. We got lots of plans. CHUD replied again. I'll be happy to reply to him. It's no problem with me. And we go over the Illuminati video, which I'm mildly involved with. Not making, but in Illuminati story. So I'll go. It won't take me 1 hour to talk about CHUD. We did another hour of confusion. I just don't know. You didn't say anything. You didn't point to anything. So I'll get into that. The other thing is, I'm going to have to say these few things as people pile in. I know I said that I was going to do calls. Well, I'm going to pussy out. No. I want to see. I got to be honest with you. Most of the stuff I'm getting on Twitter is CHUD regurgitations without much thought. So I just want to know what I'm in for when I do the calls. So you can just go regurgitate what CHUD says. So I promise I will the calls. You can definitely call me a pussy and you'd be right if I don't do the open calls. But I will do them, and I will title the stream Open Calls. There will be a few rules. One of them will be you are not allowed to ask me, and I will not, because I'm going to answer right now. Why won't you have a call with them? Well, I think I've made my entire case why I won't have a call with them, and continue to make that case now. I think, what a hypocrite would I be? Like, duplicitous as fuck. Why would I sit down and have a call with them? Because here's how the call is going to go. If I go live, it's going to go for the own, right? And if I go privately, it's going to be let's declare peace, which I'm not really interested in because I don't desire a resolution. I don't. I have no. I kind of agreed with what he said. Okay, so what? You don't trust me? Fuck off, right? Which would be kind of the normal response, and then move on. But that's not going to happen. In fact, everything that CHUD's done thus far is just reminded me that I'm pretty much I'm pretty cool with it. I absolutely think he is who he says he is, who I say he is, and what have you. So I will do calls. One of the rules is you're not going to ask me to call him because I told you why I wouldn't. You're just going to have to accept that. The other one is you're allowed to bring up one topic, so you can't flip around and just constantly move the ball. One, and you go back and forth on that. And then after the one topic's done, you're done. But if you think you can argue better than the other guy, you're a different caller, then you can pick up the topic too. The same one and try to argue it differently, I guess. I'll do it that way. So, put your pens and papers together and you can go prepare for that. But I will let you know about that. And you definitely, the pussy, it's really difficult to give a shit when the type of people that are calling you pussies. I'm like, who, Beaker? Mr. Tough Guy over here? I don't, it really has, I don't know why anybody could get upset about it. But so I'll answer some of the more interesting stuff this weekend that was on Twitter. And then I'll answer some of CHUD stuff. I know there's I think there's some diamonds in this stream. So I only took the stuff that sort of related to my main topics about the New Year stream. And then we'll just watch Illuminati. There you go.
Okay, buddy.
Soy jacket. I like the. I don't know. Can you make a soy jacket of that? That'd be kind of interesting. Soy jacket job incoming. Also, I want you to stick around because if we go by CHUD rules with oversharing, I guess you're totally game if you're oversharing. Well, CHUD overshared, and I've got something to say about it. So Just stick around. First part is funny, really funny actually. I gotta be honest. In this, I've really enjoyed two people: Lumpy Willie with all his whole text thing, and I bully bullies. He's always on the wrong side of history consistently. They've been extremely funny to me. So I haven't muted them yet. I'll be honest with you. I was like, you're fucking a horrible father, or whatever. I usually mute them, but Lumpy Willie keeps it entertaining. So I did have an interaction with Aiden last night in DMs, but he left something out, which I thought was kind of funny. So let's listen to what Aiden had to say.
Okay, none of you are like capable of critical thinking. Got it. Well, the answer I got was, in essence, a fucking character assassination. He said, I
didn't assassinate you. I just said I told you why I wouldn't be on. But go ahead.
Known you long enough to know you're very bright, but you're also very shifty. I mean, think of how you blew up, for example. You essentially snitched on a guy even though he deserved it, right? First of all, what happened in that situation,
How is that a character assassination?
Yeah, I felt like a character assassination is supposed to be public, not private.
It just makes no
sense.
He writes me. Oh God, he writes me. The way he writes me, it's so hysterical. It's totally like inhuman. I feel like it came from like an HR thing. So I'll read the first thing. I'll send it to you right now, Jeannie.
Okay.
And read it in a HR voice, and that makes it funnier. So this is a guy that I've known on and off for years, right? I was never very close with him. I liked him, and then he writes me this, and like this is to get me on the show. Like I have no plans to give anybody any interview on anything. I'm going to hog it all to myself on my own fucking platform. And he writes me this, Jeannie.
Hey Tommy, thought I'd invite you to hop on my stream for a convo. I know and partially agree with your comments about getting gotcha'd and debated, and that was one of my public criticisms with your convo with Queeman. I think you've known me long enough to know I'm not trying to make you look bad or hurt your career, but I disagree with some of the criticism you've levied publicly and think I can genuinely change your mind since you aren't willing to talk to CHUD directly about this.
Doesn't it feel like you got you got a
bullshit.
disagreement in the
like
office or something like that? I remember.
We heard that you were grabbing Susan's ass.
I got.
By the water
I don't know
cooler.
about that. I don't know about that. That'll be just you're out in your ass. But this is something like you got into it with another employee at a meeting, and then they wrote you this to kind of meet you halfway. I mean, Jesus Christ, why would you think in a million years I would respond to that? In fact, the only thing I did respond, I just said, let's see. I responded with audio. But and by the end of this, he asked me, can I use this? I was about to write yes. And then I was like, oh shit, I bet he fucking takes me out of context and tries to make it like shifty Jew or something like that. So then I go to write no, but I really don't care that much. And I'm like, no, if I write no, then he says like, oh, you said you're okay with leaking DMs, which I am under certain circumstances to make a point or whatever. And so I was like, I'll do nothing and I'll see if he leaks it, right? Now he didn't, if you notice, he didn't leak the audio and he didn't, which I don't know, may or may not be on purpose, right? But he took the crux of the conversation. So I'll actually play you the actual audio. He leaves something out. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking maybe he wanted people thinking I was calling him a shifty Jew. So yeah, here it is, the actual audio.
I've known you long enough to know that you're quite bright, but also shifty as hell. And what I mean by shifty is whoever you're around, you'll shift to. You'll say anything, do anything. I mean, Jesus, Aiden, how did you get noticed? You snitched on somebody. Not that they didn't deserve it. And I don't think it's really changed all that much. So I'll give you this. You can debate me. You can debate whatever I say on stream to your heart's content. Tell Queen I said hello.
So that's it. It was a character assassination. It's how I actually see. He doesn't know he burned the bridge with me a long time ago. I just didn't make it a public fucking thing, right? So no, I don't trust him. And I'll be honest with you, Aiden. I know who else you're talking to, and I told him not to talk to you either. And this goes back years. Like he was hanging around some fucking commie a couple years ago, and he was a communist, and he was hanging around this group, and he became that. And he was hanging around Augie, and he became that. And that's what I mean by shifty. Fucking Chud's shifty, he's shifty, and 90% of YouTubers are shifty. And if you sit there and talk to me like if you make AI sound like warm, there's no chance. And I'm not going to talk to anybody. Aiden, I promise you, I'll give you as much to talk about for the next, probably all summer, all you want, right? But I don't need to talk to you. And this goes in the CHUD, I think that's Ness. So nobody was calling me Shifty Joe. Definitely wish I didn't use that, but I've used that before, and they're all shifty. And I told him exactly why, because he shifts to whoever he's around. He left that part out conveniently. So now that it's out, I know absolutely. Like if he would have not put it out and did the whole stream, and I didn't hear anything the next day, and I didn't wake up the next day, and I saw, I mean, look at this shit, Diorio, look what Tommy C said.
Well, Alex Ekmo was probably just goofing. Alex is pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if he is or not. Like
I like Alex. He's all right. He's all right.
Dare call. I wouldn't dare call him a shifty too. That's that line. But I will call you shifty because I'm sorry. That's exactly what he is. He just, I don't know, wherever he's around, I don't trust him. You know, I didn't know Jaden was
He's kind of like a glass of water. That's all Aiden is, dude. He's just a glass of water.
Yeah,
he just
it's pretty much. Yeah,
he's around.
He's always been like that, and he is smart.
Yeah.
I told him that, but he's just like he's not. He's a lousy friend, and it's like he even said in the thing. He's one of the most hated guys on Augie's stream. You know, like he really thinks he's
no one likes him.
Just slithery. It's whatever. I thought he kind of got
Some
over
say
it.
shifty.
I had a good conversation with him during the election in November, you know, and that went well. But then, you know, after that, I'm like, he hasn't changed a bit. I thought he did. Whatever. Yeah, exactly. Hashtag kick Aiden. So I won't deal with Aiden. Let's go to, I'll answer some of Chud's. Like, I didn't get all of this. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But I got the stuff, the major stuff I wanted to cover. Anyway.
Don't we have the other thing first, though? I thought we were the other thing first. The lay something.
No, it's at the end. That's the lay something at the end.
Okay.
That's because that's like fucking ridiculous. That one I shouldn't have covered because it didn't have any traction. But I'm just covering because these guys think they have such a fucking own on their hand. It's too funny to me. Like they solved it, you know, or the one thing. Let's check this out. So yeah, this is just a couple things Chud said related to some of the stuff that I said. Oh, I have to move this. Oh, look at that. Hold on. Because I haven't used video in the longest time. But this is only about 8 minutes. Let me fix this shit. Where's the capture? Okay, Chud talks. Oh, I can move it. Oh, there we go. Boom. That works. Boom. Let's start it off.
Like self-employed business owner, right? So obviously now my class status sits at a different position because I've streamed and built up a small amount of money doing this. But I grew up.
So I want you to keep in mind the reaction to this. I probably should put the thing on screen. More than likely has to do with this screen because y'all meet and have a pint. And I write, first off, that would be assuming he leaves the house. I'm basically calling him a shut-in. Having a pint with a good humor working class Englishman is always fun. Having a pint with someone LARPing is no fun at all, right? And I can't imagine he would be terrible fun. But there's more to it than that. So we'll get into it. But I guess like he took that fucking, like I'm just saying he's not a bro, or for you guys in the UK, I'm saying he's not a lad, and he isn't, right? I mean, I think he would even admit that. That's all I'm really saying, but he took it literally.
Like self-employed business owner, right? So obviously now my class status sits at a different position because I've streamed and built up a small amount of money doing this. But I grew up on a council estate, which is the equivalent of like social housing. So I don't really know where this idea is that I'm some sort of like fake.
It's the way you act. You're not a lad. You're just like a fucking weirdo shut-in. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Like working class person. I was brought up by a single mother on a council estate, and you know I don't want to get into it, but like my dad was not around, like you know, for a lot of my life, and he passed away when I was a teenager. So it's like, you know, I don't know where this like you know what do I need to fucking show you my fucking like I don't know The house I grew up in.
See, this is the thing. You know, like he's sitting there acting like he's not on his heels, and he's sitting there acting like he doesn't give a fuck. But who's demanding that? Like a passing comment meant to take a dig at your masculinity more than anything is turned into like, no, I'm working class. I swear to God, I'm working class. All right, Chud, you convinced me. You're working class.
He just can't take the bants, dude.
Exactly. And then he just talked
weird.
about his dad. I guess that gives me permission. We'll get into that in a second. So he's getting like, what do I got to do? What I got to prove it? When I do this? No, you don't got to prove it. You're not a fucking shut-in because you're faking working class. You're lying. You're a shut-in because I guess your father wasn't around. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, dude, Tommy, we just demand a death certificate. Show us that he died.
Like I ever was going to do this. So listen to this. This is so funny.
Or something like that. To demonstrate to you, like, oh no, look, this is where I grew up, look.
I was never going to do that. I didn't care that much.
There's the council flat that I grew up in.
But he's so audience captured. They asked him, well, Tommy said you weren't working class, so then he's got to answer it. 1 hour! 1 fucking hour! Jesus Christ.
Like, what am I supposed to do? How do you engage with that? It's ridiculous. It's just absurd.
Exactly. It's kind of absurd. Why engage with it? Who cares if it's true?
He's literally...
If you know you're right, like, who gives a fuck if I think you're lame?
He just, like, you know... Fucking... He's literally just slinging out whatever crazy shit comes into his head. Yeah. Despite the fact there's, like, no evidence to back it up.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and that's the thing with this whole, like, you know, these commentators, like, there's no evidence to back up. Just support your joke. Like, get the fuck out of here. I'm saying he's like, the first line is, that would be assuming that he leaves the house. All right. Now it's like fucking tongue in cheek. Yes, I'm sure he leaves the house sometimes. Having a fight with a good-humored working class English is fun. Having a fight with somebody LARPing with one is no fun. Now, admittingly, I am saying that he's fake working class, right? But it is fucking tongue-in-cheek. But he's like, my dad died and my mom and give me a fucking break. I thought you were relaxed. You know, I tell you something. The guy that's calling me loaded and fucking angry and mad and coping is the one biting his lip, throwing his shoulder forward and fucking yelling. Not me. That's you. Like, why would you buy? Who cares? This is like so like not a point, but it just shows me you're rattled. The other one where he shows me he's rattled. I'm not trying to drag anybody in.
Whatsoever.
Then he drags somebody in.
No, he hasn't dragged anybody in yet. Well, a little bird told me he is, but whatever. So watch this.
You know? And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not saying that.
Tommy C always yells, I am a yeller and screamer. You're absolutely fucking right, but not in this case.
So I don't, you know, obviously it's a long time ago. I'm not, you know, trying to emotionally manipulate anyone. It's just...
Well, he's not going to emotionally manipulate anyone. This is fucking funny.
You know? And I'm not talking about, you know, I'm not saying that because I don't, you know, obviously it's a long time ago. I'm not, you know, trying to emotionally...
You could tell he's working class. Like maybe you could tell by his accent, but Jesus, he's, you know, I'm thinking of, you know, some of the working class guys I've met. They're a lot of fun. And this guy is just lame. Oh, by the way, I heard there is a part, I haven't found it yet in this, where he threatens to take all my points apart and really destroy me, but he's not going to do it yet. If anybody could find that for me, I'd love to hear it because I haven't come across it yet, if it exists, because I would love to hear that.
Manipulate anyone. It's just to point out that, like, you know, I do come from like a working class background. I'm not a fake, I wasn't like born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I wasn't born into like loads of wealth. And, you know, I'm having to build wealth in order to hopefully pass something down to my kids. And that'll be like the first. I mean, to be fair, you know, I don't really like to talk about this because I don't like to think.
Bullshit. You love talking about this. This makes you.
Why bring it up then?
You know, why bring it up?
Why even bring it up then?
You know, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, the first, he's done like 3 hours on me already. If I was just completely making shit up, oh, fuck that guy. I was nothing but nice to him. But no, he's, you know, he's probably afraid I'm getting a little too close to something he doesn't want me to get close to.
about, like,
and traditionally, I get there eventually, or somebody else does, being inspired by me.
my family dying for money, but like, you know.
But my family died for money.
My grandparents did okay. They weren't like upper class or anything, but they did okay.
So your parents did okay, and then I don't know, whatever. I don't care.
So they did help support my mother, but like I remember having like clothes that didn't really fit when I was a kid. And...
Why?
Don't tell me.
God, you gotta stop oversharing, buddy.
Yeah, I do. But
it's not a good look.
Clothes.
Not a good look, man.
Clothes like, oh God, talk about overselling it. Like, my God. Listen, I'm not trying to emotionally mail it, but the clothes didn't fit, and sometimes we didn't have breakfast. And, if we had a slab of meat, we had to cut it with my brothers and sisters 4 ways. And then if we had a slice of pizza, we had to cut that 4 ways. I mean, give me a fucking break, Chud.
He works in a coal mine as a kid.
It's a tweet making fun of that you're like nerdy, all right? To make it simple, that you're kind of a dork, that you take this shit way too seriously. That's all it is.
And it's like,
I mean, should I make that a soundbite? My clothes didn't fit when I was a kid, and he sets it up with, I'm not trying to manipulate anybody, and I really hate talking about it.
But he keeps talking about it. He just fucking keeps going.
Y'all go hate Tommy C for making fun of I was impoverished. Go hate him because he's making fun of an impoverished person. Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. Nobody cares.
I don't know. It's just like it was. We didn't.
Nobody asked for your proof. God.
On holiday, it was just kind of like a standard working class kind of growing up situation.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this. I didn't give a fuck about sympathy. Okay, don't be fucking gay about it. It's just to point out that yes, I have a working class background, and it's bizarre that someone would try and claim without any evidence that I don't. Because I do. I know my life. I know what.
Then why do you have to? Are you selling them a fucking image or something like that? Fuck that guy. I grew up in housing. He doesn't know anything about me. No, I got to explain myself.
Fucking my growing up was like. So why would you question that with zero evidence? It's obvious. That...
Zero evidence. A fucking joke.
How would you get the evidence of that?
Yeah, I mean, I would have to hunt it down. It's a passing comment.
You're like, interview his fucking mom. How the fuck would you get the evidence?
I'd have to dox you. It was a passing comment on somebody telling me to talk to you. That's all. Jesus.
He's just in a fucking drunken, blind rage.
You looked more loaded than me on your second stream on me. I got news for you.
Lashing out, saying whatever the fuck comes in. To his CT riddled brain, and that's it. That's Oh yeah, I heard about that as well.
This is good.
He was also saying you're a derelict father when he has a daughter growing up without mistakes. Okay, I'm not going to get into that stuff. Okay.
See, I wonder if that was like a threat to go after my daughter or something like that, because I never said anything about his fatherhood. I don't know if he's audience captured. I never said he was a derelict father. So I think it's like, hey, he said something about my daughter. My daughter has moved out. All right, she's gone. Like, so I just found that a really weird thing because I never asked the father. So he basically starts this off like he starts reading it. Yeah, I heard this.
Brain, and that's it.
Oh, what happened here? I lost some volume. Super. I hate using this fucking thing.
No,
I got to restart the fucker. Great. Oh, no, it did work. I kicked my fucking thing again. There it is.
Great.
Sorry, no, I kicked it again. I fixed the one thing and I got the other problem. So, yeah, listen to this. This is like bizarre to me.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that as well.
I would love to, like I said, he's a derelict father. Jesus. And why would I do that? He's just going to do it right back to me,
Give me a fucking timestamp of where you said that.
Where did I do that? I didn't do that. So he's either fishing for sympathy, like he was with the other stuff, or he's misled. But then again, he said he heard about that.
You
really make me look like a bastard talking about your fucking children right now. Game, set, match.
Also saying you're a derelict father when he has a daughter growing up without mistakes. Okay, I'm not going to get in.
He's not going to get into that. You brought up his kids. I think the only thing I said is, did I say something about your kids want to find out about the Gok thing? I mean, come on. That's public. My kids are going to find out all about the stupid shit I did, including this. You know? Tommy, you did say immediately after I said you were talking about others because I couldn't believe you said it. Well, please give us a timestamp because I didn't call him a derelict father. And that's what he said. I never called him a derelict father. I have no idea what kind of father he is. None.
Into that stuff, okay? If he wants to fucking, you know, take some shots at me on the basis of my kids, it's up to him. But
yeah, that's your dream. Are you kidding me? But going by your rules, that, you know, you overshared.
I'm not interested in that personally. So I don't want to get into that side of it, okay?
And here's another thing I want to point out. Like, this guy, I make a comment to either my chat, like, look, it's nothing new. You've been mooching off your words. It's going on since Baited. So I'm making my sort of retirement stream. I said, look, I make a joke, either responding to a chat, I can't remember, somebody in chat, or responding to just the meme in general. And I said, well, I guess you can't say I'm mooching off my wife anymore. When I got a job, ha, ha, ha. And you can see the smile on my face. He says that's oversharing. How can it be oversharing? It's been a meme for fucking the better part of 8 years. And then uses that to go on my wife. And I tell you something, it's like, I'm sure he wouldn't want to insult my wife, but I mean, like, why should I be friends with you if you're going to talk to me that way and say, oh, you reference, it's literally a feed my family thing. Right?
Oh, we have a timestamp.
I made the female. Yeah, let me see this. A derelict father? Send it to me. I'll apologize.
I just sent it to you.
All right. I'll put it on right now. Hold on. Let's see where I am. A derelict father. An intellectual that is really sharp commentary on drama, or is he really just a pathetic guy that doesn't live with his kids, that is trolling for bussy on his That's not a derelict father. on his off time. And that's what I think he's trying. I'm saying he's fucking pathetic. Well, guess what? He could say I was pathetic too because I'm divorced. I never said he was a derelict father. I think he actually put that in on purpose. I said he's lame as fuck, a lonely fuck. That's what I'm saying. Doesn't have his kids, has fucking nothing, and sits around and trolls for pussy on the internet. I never put his parenting into question once. Are you kidding me? Trying to cover up. I mean, I think you'll see in this video, he looks like a kid that got caught. And when he gets caught, all right, that's enough. I know I didn't call him a derelict father. Because, I mean, I got to be perfectly honest with you. If I call him a derelict father, my kids are fucking game after that. 100% game. You know, and I know that. God. And I didn't do it. But he wants you to believe I did it. So it's like it's him calling me out is just so out of line. Because he's so desperate. Because he knows there's something to the Bovax thing because he didn't keep his word. And he knows the Turkey Tom stuff looks sus as fuck. So he's got to get me on... you're bringing up, you know, my family, because it just sounds desperate to me, and he does sound like a guy who's got caught. You're right, Tommy G. So let me go back to the video. I'm dying to see this shit. I wish it paused. Well, let's go back. But no, I never said anything about him being a derelict father, and it's just the way he says it. It's just, I'm not going to talk about your daughter like it's a threat. I'll talk about your daughter.
You know, I don't know. It's just like. It was, we didn't go on holiday. It was just kind of like a standard working class kind of growing up situation, you know? I'm not saying this, I didn't give a fuck about sympathy, okay? Don't be fucking gay about it. It's just to point out that, yes, I have a working class background. And it's bizarre that someone would try and claim without any evidence that I don't. Because I do. I know my life. I know what fucking my growing up was like. So why would you question that with zero evidence? It's obvious that he's just in a fucking... drunken, blind rage, lashing out, saying whatever the fuck comes in to his CT-riddled brain. And that's it. That's, you know. Oh, yeah, I heard about that as well. He was also saying you're a derelict father when he has a daughter growing up without him states. Okay.
A daughter growing up with us. My daughter's 17. She has her own place. She left the house. And I haven't had full custody of her since 2010. For Christ's sakes. Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. You got to stop oversharing, right?
Yeah, I guess so. But that brings me into oversharing. All right. I want to get a chat. Is oversharing, that means you're 100% game to your buddies? Put one in the chat. 2 if you don't buy it.
Well, it's all Chud's
Oversharing.
audience in the chat, so.
Okay. So, is oversharing okay? Like that leaves you open to get like goofed on anything? Because I'd like to see. If it's embarrassing and funny, said and yes. Okay, so that means you can be, oh, that's not funny. Just why? I mean, oh, that's not fun. Oh, that's not funny. That's not funny. Right? All right, how about this? I've been contacted by the ghost of Chud's father, and he really, really wants to be on the show. I think we're going to have an interview with him. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to check if Chud's okay with it. And we're going to interview Chud. And from what I understand, like he's really disappointed in his son on the way things turned out. Is that okay? Can I do that? I mean, by Chud's rules, I can, right?
He brought it up.
Yeah, he brought it up. But
yeah.
Don't talk about something personal. I mean, that's literally that's the excuse for him saying fucking rotten shit about me. He says a bunch of rotten shit about me. He's like, oh, why are you so upset? You can't take the bants. And then the shit that he says when he was my buddy is no different. Actually, CTE's new, right? CTE's new. But there's one difference between the way he talks about me. It's like, yeah, I got a little more self-respect than that. You can't talk about me that way. I got news for you, pal. I'll say what you want. I mean, Aiden is asking me to call in. I gave Aiden, yeah. No, I told you we're not taking call-ins. We're not taking call-ins. I go back to the thing as I set the rules for call-ins. We're gonna have a full stream full of call-ins. So that's about it. There you go. Why does he? Why do these people think they can fucking have a right to debate me? I really find that hysterical. And I got to be honest with you, this fucking idea of not to debate has had nothing but fruits. Everybody's freaking out, and it's really enjoyable to watch. All right, hold on a second. Let me check my notes real quick because I did set some notes. Where is my note button? Did I close that fucking thing?
I think you might like restore your PC, so like went away.
Fuck.
It should still be saved.
No, yeah. Oh, so they did the oversharing, so I guess I can do what I want with that. Oh no, let's go into the next part of the video that I thought was interesting.
I'm not going to get into that stuff. Okay,
I'm above it. I'm not going to get into Tommy's kids. I'm above it.
My kids, it's up to him, but I'm not.
I'm not going to talk about your kids. What about your dad?
Interested in that person.
What about your dad? Can I talk about your dad? I talked to your dad's ghost. I got Thomas Edison's machine. We're able to talk to your dead dad. How about that? Is that fair?
I don't want to get into. I don't want to get into that side of it. Okay.
All right, let's go to the next one.
That's what private means. God.
So this is him talking about. I'll say the biggest reason I won't talk to Chud. First of all, because he proved that he's completely bad faith. Chud keeps telling everybody, which is a lie, that the reason I have a problem with him is because he broke Bobax's privacy, which never came out of my mouth once. What I said is he heard something secret and spilled it for his own fucking benefit. He said he's gone from I didn't know to who cares, back to I didn't know, back to who cares, and now he's back and I don't know. I didn't know. So I'm sorry. He told somebody like, and Aiden didn't care. Like that made it like, look, you're asking me why I think you're a snake. That's why I think you're a snake. It's not that you hurt. Like I guess it's just like a lefty thing. Like you have to have hurt somebody to make it be. I don't care if you hurt him or not. I tell you what, that's exactly why I want to talk to him. He's like, why are you defending Bobax? When he knows damn well I want. He consciously is doing that. So he wants a straw man me. Let him straw man. There's no reason to have a chat with him, either online or off. If I talk to him online, he's going for the W. Won't be an honest conversation. I don't expect anything less from him. If it's private, it's going to be, let's not talk about each other. I promise not to say something about you, or you don't say something about me. And I'm not in the mood. I am okay with things being unresolved. So here's Chud coming up with a tier list on when it's okay to, I guess, break your word.
You people are like, okay, you people are literally the Down syndrome individuals I was talking about earlier, right?
Anybody that disagrees is with you.
Because obviously there's different levels of privacy, right? And different things you're going to be concerned about.
I've said it before, but it bears repeating. He reminds me of the worst public health dementia patients who will talk about wanting their
That's pretty funny.
adjusted. Decades
Thank you for the
of
super
mediocrity and
chats.
alcohol.
Yeah, I think they just shout that over and over again. If you say that over and over again, well, I'm not going to hear that guy's side. He's drunk all the time.
And it's like, you know, this bizarre idea that it's okay to take that picture and go around to all your mates and go, oh, look at Boblax, what a weird queer, ha ha ha. Right? And then that gets to me, and I'm not friends with Boblax. And I mention it publicly on a stream, and the person that told me got told by, like, the other person. But the person that...
So he's admitted he was told, but then still pretends that 5 months went by and he thought everybody knew about it? He's on both sides of this. I didn't know, I did know.
Spread it is fine. Totally fine.
But keep in mind, my thing is, you were told, you broke the promise, whether it's to a piece of shit or not, it doesn't matter to me. That's why I don't trust you. Deal with it.
Do that. Go and have a laugh about your queer...
Was it a funny moment on stream? Yes, it was. But you're asking me why I don't trust him. He has a problem with... He says I'm calling him a snake without any evidence. That's my evidence. That's enough for me. I think he talks to me two-faced. I think he talked to Willie two-faced. I think he was trying to make a move on Nick. All this stuff adds up, and he keeps on telling me that I'm making it about Boblax's privacy, which I could give 2 fucks about.
Mates behind their back, no problem. But the second I mention it on a stream, oh, snake, terrible. Terrible.
So he's saying that because they were passing it around. Yeah, because your excuse was, I don't know, as soon as it left your mouth. Here's another thing I noticed. We were looking at the stream earlier. Augie starts talking about what was that, Jeannie? APG or some shit like that? What did he mention when we were watching it before?
I don't
It was
know.
something transgender or cross-dressing related, and then he fucking comes. It looks so opportunistic. Like they're saying, "Hey, they were talking about it. I thought it was out already."
I think it's AGP. Yeah.
AGP, yeah, like AGP. And to me, it looked like, oh, there's my opportunity. To him, it's like, oh, I thought it was out. 5 months went down. 5 months. Nobody said a thing. And by the way, I think you were told by Nick as well. Everybody, even Alex Gekmo, kept his mouth shut. I mean, so yeah, I'm allowed to think you're a snake. And the fact that you keep strawmanning me and argue, like you're feeding arguments that I never made, makes me like, all right, no, I'm not calling that guy. I'm not fucking dealing with that guy. Why don't you go back to what you were doing before, Chud? Why don't you just say, okay, that guy doesn't trust me. Fuck him. Because that makes sense. You constantly explaining yourself. It's just sus as fuck. Where are the 5 months? We knew in August, Kevin. It came out in January.
Private is private.
Okay, I could verse send him this. I heard him. Private is private. Now there's a private tier list.
Okay. If private is private, if that genuinely is your position, what do you think about like leaking DMs for no meaningful reason?
But Tommy did it too. What a brilliant argument. This guy's such a brainiac. Please, if the clip exists where he threatens me, he's going to take me apart, but he's not going to do it yet. Please send that to me. I'm dying to hear that because it sounded more like, here's something I noticed about the anti-commentary community. They want to take this to like a new level of intellectualness. And I think he's one of them. But if he said that, I am dying to hear that.
What do you think about that? Because DMs are supposed to be a private communication, right? I mean, like...
Barely talked. Dude, we knew about the dress for months. If he got talked to after that,
still told him.
He still told him. I mean, see, that's the thing. And that's what he's like. They want to sit there and say, like, no evidence. You were told, you did it anyway, and you played dumb. And here's the best part. He's gone from, it doesn't matter, somebody told me, to I didn't know. Oh, I guess I forgot
because,
I was told. It's all over the place.
We have a clip. No, dude. We have a clip of fucking Aiden telling, where he said, yes, I told Chud that the dress photo is private.
Yeah, I know. So to
That's
me,
it.
like, this
Game,
is
set,
my
match.
This
it doesn't matter.
This is my opinion. This is what makes you a snake. You could sit there and say there's no evidence to you blue in the face. That's enough for me. That's enough for a lot. And you know what? Here's what he knows. He knows what's enough for some YouTubers. YouTubers will like humor him. And if he brings this up, Tommy, it wasn't a big deal. It was just Bobax. And they'll go, yeah, I'm telling you shit. And he knows that. And that's why he keeps defending himself on it. That's why he keeps strawmanning me and saying, like, fuck Bobax. Probably, what are you defending, Bobax? No, that's a good example of not to trust you. One.
Tommy just brought up my fucking DMs on stream, was like scrolling through a portion of them.
To make a point, like I don't give a shit about that, and I've never held anybody to this fucking standard where they couldn't leak DMs for a good reason. So I just said, hey, here's one, and there's nothing in there between you and me. Let's be honest. This is more Tommy did it too.
Why? What's the reason for that? It's just.
Dude, why do you write in all caps, "all Lumpy Willie"? Doesn't. Jesus
Well, Tommy,
Christ.
on the privacy tier list, technically your DMs did not have anything, according to CHUD.
Let me hear this.
So absurd. It's obvious this insane double standard that applies. But Tommy C is literally. This is the thing. He has got.
My thing is leak him if you have a good reason. I had a good reason. And my reason was to prove I was willing to leak him. It was fucking nothing.
Motivated reasoning. He's come to the conclusion that I'm a snake, and rather than critically engage with the information that he's got and come.
Like who thinks it's YouTube drama? It's fucking YouTube drama, Chud. I don't like you. I don't trust you. I think you're a snake. If it really didn't mean anything, you wouldn't keep talking about it. If fucking, oh God, like Nate, like if somebody else called me, I would just totally ignore it.
To reasonable conclusions about it. He's working backwards to make every act that I've taken mean that I'm a snake, right?
Yeah, I'm used. Yeah, I think I've seen enough. Yes, you have no evidence. Okay, Tom, Bobax, the way you talked about me, the way you talked about Nick, and then you ran back as soon as it got hot and pulled the same thing. Hey, let's talk privately. I want to be able to criticize you on this, but I know it'll take drama. By the way, have you seen the H3 criticisms or Nick criticisms? No, because he wants to chip away at Nick's credibility more than likely.
That's what he's doing at the moment. So any possible piece of information that he can draw on, he's using to back up this claim that I'm a snake.
Well, maybe I'll use no information next time.
So it's like, well, obviously with that logic, I mean, this is like conspiracy. This is conspiracy logic, right? This is my conclusion. Anything I find is I'm going to find a way to back up this conclusion that I've already made.
That's fucking nuts. I saw you full of shit with the slasher stuff. I saw you do the Bobax thing. I saw you do the Tom thing. I saw the way you talk about me. And by the way, let's get this out of the way. If you were an enemy talking that way, I just ignore it. But you're pretending to be my buddy, right? That was the best part of that other stream. Like I said something really nice about him, and he calls me a lazy fuck at the end. That's my favorite part of that stream. You know, like so that's not drawing a conclusion. These are incidents happening where, like, I don't think that guy's cool, and you're the one freaking out that I'm calling you a snake. If there's no truth to it, like, there's no truth to it, right? But you're having trouble explaining yourself with the Bobax thing. I'm saying, look, if you leak something like that, somebody tells you not to do something, you agree to it, that's what makes you fucking sus to me. If you put all the other stuff I mentioned on top of it, yeah, I think I can come to. I didn't say he's a rat and I found all this stuff. It was the stuff happened and I said he's a rat.
You know? He claims you gave your word you wouldn't leak the dress shit. Okay, I'm fairly certain it was Aiden that told me.
I thought you didn't know. I'm fairly certain. Deliberately vague.
Right? So, how does Aiden feel about this? Is Aiden...
It doesn't matter. To me. Like, what is this? Like, if Aiden is... Maybe Aiden isn't offended. Fuck if I care. That's what makes me think you're a snake.
In particular...
But Aiden doesn't care. Like, his arguments didn't even make sense.
Really, like, aggrieved by the fact that I leaked it. Like,
I think Nick told you to. I'm pretty sure, Nick. You can ask him. I'm sure you've been calling him a lot.
Obviously, if you as a third party want to be bothered by that, that's fine. That's up to you at the end of the day. But if the person is not that bothered about it, you know, I've you know, I mean, I got the nickname Leaky Logic because I would, like, spill something on stream. You know, not like a sort of, you know, it's a bit cheeky, tongue-in-cheek sometimes. Like,
What was your fucking DM drop? Because there was nothing in there, and I scrolled through them, like, ultra quick. So how is that different than what I did?
Like, you know, not...
Yeah, well, you're called Leaky C for a reason, Tommy.
C,
so.
yeah, well, I'm called... Hey, man, don't call me out. I'm called Leaky Logic.
Is it public? Isn't it public? You know? But it's not, you know, it's just not a big a deal. People just don't really care.
I think when a YouTuber tells you something of that magnitude, when you have fucking Bobacks like dead to rights, and you're gonna have plenty of contact with the dress is not, when everybody agreed it was too far, even with some of his A-loggers, and you just happen to drop in the big stream, and then you've gone 2 weeks. You've said I was told, and you've also said I didn't know, which makes it sound like you're lying. I don't know which way you're lying, but it makes it sound like you're lying. That's a completely reasonable conclusion to come to. And thinking with all the other shit, yeah, you're a rat. No, it's you did shit, and I was like, yeah, you're a fucking snake. Not the other way around. All right, this is the last one.
I thought of, I think there was some, like, things that were
Yeah, leaky logic seems like a cope. Yeah, it does seem like a cope to me.
moving that made me think something was going to happen, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to happen that.
All right, this is him. This is weird because I really don't know how to take this. This is him talking about the Tom stuff. And by the way, if you stick around, I'll probably tell you something you didn't know.
Because I thought of, I think there was some, like, things that were moving that made me think something was going to happen, but I didn't necessarily think it was going to happen that soon. But no, there was no collusion for me. I just, a third party passed me.
So what he's doing is he's denying, by the way, I have no evidence that he colluded with President Sunday. What I said was, I'd love to see your communications between him during that time.
The information, and I got wind of it, and I told the commentary guys about it because I thought, again, another topic I've discussed at length, but I told the commentary guys about it because I didn't want them to fuck themselves over by doing some shit with Destiny when this was like on the precipice in the background to come out, and it's like, I mean, not to.
Okay, so what he's telling them is he's not telling them about Sunday's video, right? What he's saying, he's telling, like, look, there's some shit coming out. You might want to distance yourself from DGG, from Destiny, because this is coming down the pipe. By the way, I heard about it. I can't remember. It was late November, early December. Nick told me, and he said he was pretty much done with them, but he wouldn't say anything until apparently the victim was negotiating, and he didn't know if she'd change her mind. And I really didn't think too much of it because I got to be honest with you, I wasn't too surprised when Destiny recorded somebody out. It just wasn't out of the realm of possibility for me.
Not to suck my own cock, right? But I was trying to.
He's trying to act like a hero. So, all right, so he gave him the heads up.
I was trying to do right by them to make sure they didn't put themselves in an awkward position. But how do I make when this thing came out? Do you see what I mean?
So you know about the video 100%, right? You knew the video was coming out. What I don't know is if you knew the contents of the video. In other words, the video was initially supposed to be fucking Willie. I fucking verified that. Tom and Nick. Old Beckett gave Nick a heads up, and after a phone call with President Sunday toned the fucking the triple commentary gotcha way down. And by the way, I seem to remember a bunch of people going after Nick, even though that stuff came out. It didn't stick about him knowing and not telling anybody. So one of the things he told Sunday is, I don't know if she can change her mind. I don't know if she's suicidal. I'm not getting involved with any of this. But he spins it really strangely.
Fellas will be needling you about this for months and months and months. This is a feast compared to the usual crumbs for shitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, shitters are going to have a good time. Yeah.
That's great. There's Creeman stream for tonight. Dude, I've got to stop doing that, man. Because Creeman doesn't just fucking cover that. I'm sure he'll be covering something else later, okay? But yeah, no, I didn't. There was no sort of collusion there. It was just like, I mean, dude, this is what's difficult about it, right? Obviously, there's private conversations that happen, and you don't want to start fucking leaking them. But if you did, that's the only real way you could prove what's happened.
You mean you can't put your side of the conversation to make me look bad and black out theirs? Really? I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, does a DM include your side of the conversation as well? So if you got this dinger out there, but you can't do it because you got to get other people's permission when you're just telling me you were leaky logic?
Dude, the golden rule, man.
I'd do it to you.
It's just
I do.
above
I
all.
have no golden rule. I'd do it to you. 100%. I'd do that to you. But he's trying to suggest, yeah, I'm really off the hook on this. But yeah, and I did warn those guys.
But you don't want to do that, you know. But my word is my bond. For what it's worth to you guys, I did not work with President Sunday to snake Nicholas. Okay, Nicholas, listen. Nicholas snaked himself by talking to President Sunday.
Who said that? Nicholas saved himself by going to President Sunday. Beckett tipped him off that he was going to be in the video and they were going to spin it in such a way that they covered for Destiny. Now, you gave them a heads up. That's probably when I heard about it. About, look, these leaks are coming out. Then you, for some reason, put Turkey Tom on defense. And somebody sent me a video. It doesn't fucking help him at all. It's actually pretty funny. I mean, like, why would you? But you're acting like you saved them. And you're saying that Nick screwed himself. Nick didn't screw himself. If Nick hadn't have talked to that guy, from what I understand, they couldn't put anything Willie because they didn't know if he knew or not. Turns out he didn't. But he was going to try to say is these two commentators knew, they're connected to Destiny, and they did nothing. And that was the context. Beckett called Nick, where I think they talked initially. Beckett calls, and the second conversation, which you can hear on President Sunday's video. And it didn't stick. Not to Tom, not to Nick. What I'm saying is, did you know about the contents of the video? Did you know that they were trying to shoehorn Willie, Nick, and Tom in there? I don't know. I'm not sure. I haven't seen any evidence of such. But when you put Nick, or you put, Tom on defense for no other fucking reason than to, we're just having a debate. We're just having a debate. Just looks sus as fuck to me. And again, you can sit there and say that, this is all conspiracy theory, but I'm clearly not the only. I guess everybody's a conspiracy theory. All right. That's fine. But I just think that's fucking weird. Weird as fuck. You knew about it, right? You knew about the video? If you knew about the video, look, because it basically comes down to this. If you knew that they were going to shoe in Willie, Nick, and Tom and didn't tell them, you did fuck them. I'm sorry. You fucked them. Check this out. Oh, this is Leah's stuff. One. This is too funny. So this is interesting, and it's actually something I didn't know, but I don't know how it changes anything. Tommy C is getting this factually. Oh, wrong one. Tommy C is getting this factually in Connect on 11/30/24 before the New Year's stream. Turkey Tom did two things: talk about Destiny's leaks on stream, which he leaves out is the stuff about the filming. Everybody knew, people knew about the leaks by this point, but they didn't know what they contained. But that's probably convenient for her. To distance himself from DDG and Destiny. Now, I didn't know this, and I'm going to assume Chud didn't know this either, that Tom said this. This is, the New Year stream had no effect between Chud and Turkey Tom. Source, Leah, because she knows? I still, whether he knew about this video or not, I still think it's weird that he put him on defense. And then when he was pressed on, he's like, well, we're just having a conversation. So here is what Tom said a couple days before the New Year's stream.
We knew Destiny was gay. That part is not so bothersome. It is what it is. We knew.
So he's talking about the leaks. Nobody. It was not public at this point because that didn't come till January. This is December.
I mean, like, people did know about the.
They knew about the leaks.
Him sucking the penis.
They too.
Him like sucking a dick.
That's all they knew.
But like, not to the extent that it was.
Yeah. You listen to Leah, bro? No, I just want to debunk this thing. This is fun to me.
It was a gooner. It is what it is. But I will say the Destiny community is getting a little bit too hot for me lately. Not in that way.
No, I didn't know this. I'm going to give Chud the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to assume he didn't know this either.
Okay. I saw him on stream talking about how he wants to brigade Hassan's community, and I don't like Hassan, but it's just getting a little bit too hot for me. So I think think for now I'm gonna be laying off from the Destiny world for a little bit. That's my.
It's kind of tacit. It's not throwing Destiny under the bus exactly. It's like I'm staying away from DGG, not so much Destiny. Let's read that again.
Hassan's community, and I don't like Hassan, but it's just getting a little bit too hot for me. So I think for now I'm gonna be laying off from the Destiny world for a little bit. That's my take there. That's my take. It's getting a little crazy. That world's getting a little crazy with the ad boycott, stuff like that.
So he doesn't exactly throw Destiny on the bus, does he? He just says, I'm leaving the community, it's getting too hot.
I'm laying off, all right? I'm laying off. So that's about it. That's about it for that segment. We've got a lot of other stuff to get to, but you wanted to see it. You wanted to hear it. There it is, chat. All right. Q has contacted me. Q has said what he said.
So I don't know what Lee is fucking trying to do here. The New Year's streams had no effect on Tom. I guess because he distanced himself from DGG earlier. He still put him on defense, even if Chud didn't know about this video. Hey, Leah, if Chud does know about this video, that doesn't make him look good at all. Because here's the fucking dirty secret, right? Chud knew that the Sunday video was coming out. Whether he knew what he was doing with it, who knows if we'll ever find out. He 100%. So why would he put him on defense like that? If he knew about this, then he's putting him on defense after he's trying to move away. That doesn't make him look very good, does it? In fact, it makes him look like shit. If he knew what Chud Logic was doing, or excuse me, if he knew what Sunday was doing, and he knew about this video, he looks, he's as big a snake as I'm saying he is. Like, New Year's streams had no effect. I thought, like, what the fuck? What are you talking about? So I said I would address this on stream, and she accused me of goalpost shifting when I didn't even make the argument. But I will tell you something new. I can fucking, hold on a second, I wrote this down somewhere. This will shed some light on this. There was an agreement in the stream by all streamers. I'm not sure if this is out, so I'll tell you. No Destiny talk, period. They all agreed, including Chud. But Diorio made a crack. So they figured, okay, Diorio wasn't supposed to say something. He wasn't trying to put Tom on thing. Tom on thing. So now we can talk about everything. Cat's out of the bag. So Chud fucking puts Tom on his heels. That's sus to me. So he's told, on Bobacks, he was told possibly by two people, right? I was told not to talk about it. So I imagine Chud was told not to talk about it. And they all agreed not to talk about Destiny. Nick fucked it up, and then he immediately puts Nick on defense. Or, excuse me, Tom on defense. Yeah, this is not, I thought you were a snake or I wanted to believe and put it together. These are all the things. And Leah, this doesn't mean a fucking thing. So, there you go.
Oh, the chat died.
Oh, well. This thing sucks.
Yeah.
This fucking gay.
Might be time to move on to
Thanks, man.
OBS, man. It really might be time.
Yeah, it might be. Oh, God, redoing everything is going to suck. You know what? If I go to OBS, I should probably just get a whole new thing, but I'm retired. I'm only part-time. Yeah, there it is. Fucking dead as a doornail. This thing sucks. Unless it wants another thing. No, it's fucking, I hate this thing. A bloody passion. So that's it. There's your Chud. Enjoy. It took an hour? Fuck. If you want to do...
No, I mean, like, it's irrelevant if he knew, if Chud knew about Tom's stream or not, because he still pressed him on it. That's it. He fucking pressed him on it. On a public major fucking stream.
I think that's a weird thing to press him on that. If he knows about Leah's video, it's fucked up.
Yeah, so like what? Like you want to find out even more about it? See, like why is he distancing himself?
He's saying he's distancing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Chud put Tom in a position to be the Destiny defender. He already said that he knew the President Sunday video was coming out. Admittedly, we don't know what he knew about it. He didn't know.
Yeah, like how far he knew, we don't know.
We don't know. We have no idea. But I'm sorry. I have plenty of reasons not to trust me. And if, the smart thing to do, Chud, would be like, okay, fuck that guy. You don't trust me. But you know what? People trust me. I got a pretty good nose for this shit. And you're panicking. You're hoping that people coming in here in the thousands is going to I'm just going to wake up one day and think, oh no. Or like a million streams and videos. Oh no, it's not. I've been here before with bigger YouTubers than you. Like million streamer guys, not guys. You're like Face Banks. Remember when they all came in? And Jeannie, you told me something. You said it was overwhelming at first, correct?
Yeah,
And then what was it like the next day?
I was fine. I just
It's
it's
just
not real
text on the
life.
screen. That's
Yeah.
all it is. I don't know. We did an hour.
Yeah, that's a
Do
long
you know
one.
what to do? What's her face?
Yeah, fuck it.
You
Let's
do
do
What's Her
it.
Face?
I mean,
Yeah.
I think
it's
the
so
video's
fucking- It's so
timestamped.
fucking late though. Why don't we just leave this up? See if he replies to it. We'll do what you call it tomorrow. Let's do Illuminati tomorrow. What do you think?
All right. Sure.
You know.
I'm fine with whatever. So if you're tired, then
Yeah, well, it's
we can
I
stop.
got back on my fucking schedule, and you know I didn't think this would take an hour. I'll be perfectly honest with you. But I should have known it was like a 10-minute video. Whatever.
Pretty snaky if you ask
So,
me, man.
Let's see if he
Some
goes
snake
back.
behavior. I'm watching the Blair video.
Let's see if he goes back. But like, you have no reason not to trust him. It's just like kind of fucking ridiculous. You know what I mean? Tell me running for calls. I will do it. I'll see how he responds to this. I want to see what you all regurgitate, but I will pull calls. By the way, I'm the only motherfucker that pulls calls. So, I mean, or you cut that out years ago. But I will do it. You can call me pussy then. And I got to be honest, I don't care if you guys call me pussies because, I mean, come on.
Just text over the internet.
Really?
It just really changed my day. Yeah.
Really. My entire identity does not being a YouTube drama intellectual. It doesn't. I don't care that much.
At that time, I think it's like all these people in the chat who were saying, "Oh, you lied about this. You lied about that." Then why don't you make a video?
Yeah, no, make a video.
Go ahead, yeah.
Show me
Make
I'm
a
a
video.
liar. I bet it'll look a lot like
Show me-
McMahon's.
Yeah, show us.
I think it'll look, you're stupid, you're drunk, you're this. I bet it'll look like a lot like McMahon's. I mean, you could say, there's a couple things you could do and honestly disagree. You could say, I don't think what he did constitutes mistrust with Bobax. That's your opinion, okay? I don't think I think the Turkey Tom thing was a coincidence, or I just don't think it adds up. You can honestly think that. But then you got to ask yourself, why does he keep strawmanning him? If CHUD comes out, it's like, yeah, I leaked it. Fuck you. There's nothing I can do with that, can I?
Yeah, fair play, CHUD.
I can say that. Well, that's the reason I don't trust him. No, I think he's so audience captured. He'll probably do what you call it.
And you still ran for McMahon.
You know what I mean?
Isn't he supposed to make a video on you?
Just make a video, dude.
Make a video. Fuck it. Go ahead.
James, he made a video just saying Nick sucked. He looks ridiculous, and I'm not the only one that thinks so.
He fucking compared genocide to pedophilia
or some shit, like some crazy stuff. I hate you.
How
I hate you.
the fuck are you supposed to respond
What am I going
to
to
that?
debate? And here's another thing. Like, when I open the phones, any of you fuckers can call in. You know? Anybody can call in when I'm ready to fucking take calls. And you can say what you want. And then eventually I'll drop that fucking rule. Because I'm not like, why do you care? I don't want an argument to go like this. Why do you care about Bobek's privacy? You clearly don't care about anybody's privacy. And my response is,
Fuck
but then on my response will be, I didn't make it about Bobek's privacy. I made it about keeping your word. Okay, but this Turkey Tom stuff, you're completely ridiculous. You're totally water brain here. He didn't tell, it's just the constant flipping. I'm not doing it. There's no way. You snake Bobax. I would. The guy was real shit to me, for sure. But you know what? If I snake Bobax and you thought I was a piece of shit or didn't trust me over that, I'd just live with it. I want to talk to the ghost of CHUD's past. That's who I want to talk to.
Yeah, me too. I want to ask about his.
CHUD, I'm watching you with the tranny. I'm disappointed. Yeah.
You were supposed to go to college.
I think he did, actually. I think he's a graduate, actually.
You were supposed to get a real job.
Oh, man, maybe, you know what I should do? I should accuse him of not being a college graduate and see if he brings out his fucking...
Oh, yeah, let's go ahead.
Here's my working class fund and my
He
fucking
shows his
and my
degree.
diploma. This is my fucking food stamp card, and this is my goddamn college degree. Fuck you, Tommy C. You're a liar. No evidence.
Here's my bachelor's, Tommy. Look, it's my bachelor's.
The joke isn't offensive. It's unfunny. Well, I'll take unfunny. I don't want to offend anybody. But I write about it. It usually sucks when it's your guy. All right, let me do Pat's to get the fuck out of here.
All right.
And I think we'll do an after show as well because I promised. I haven't done any, and you guys can go to bed.
Yeah. You've
I
got.
haven't done any in the longest time, so I got to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, and I paid a bunch of money. I'm not going to make the money back on it, on the condensement of the CHUD stream, the 4-hour monstrosity. Like,
just overshared again, Tommy.
I heard CHUD say like, if he wants me to watch 4 hours, I never expected him to watch that. Never in a fucking million years. And if he did watch it, was absolutely sure he'd be dishonest about it, just like he is with the whole Bobax thing. So he never fails to not surprise me. Old CHUD. I don't know. We'll see. Actually, I could. The voice we were going to use for CHUD's dad, the AI one. I don't know if I want to use that now, and I already paid for it. Now I thought of something different.
Save it. Just save it.
Yeah, but we could use the AI thing I bought for something else. That might still be funny. Nesquik, Opag, Mrexon B, Blue Jacket, Cody Grill, Final Flash, G-Man, Ghost Gaming, Little Manly, Not Your Typical Mom, Panic Punk, Taylor D, Tommy C's Cat, Genie, Picklington, Will, Dylan, and that's all it tends.
You actually don't need to interact with
CHUD, I've got a master's game in Gokonomics. Dad would have me proud.
Donated $5. I've got a master's degree in
Don't
Gokonomics.
overshare.
Dad
Don't
would have been
overshare.
proud.
Come on, man.
Don't reference a joke about yourself.
You sure you want to put that on the internet, CHUD?
It's funny. 2 times this year, my wife had to say to me, "That guy's your friend." I mean, fucking him and goddamn Mudahar. That guy's your friend? Yes, I guess. Ridiculous. Let's see here. All right, I read them all off. Oh, I'm done.
I don't
Did
think
Mike wake me to these streams? No. I don't know. Can you wake in writing anything but caps? All right, so let's do the after show. Thanks so much, everybody. I'll be around. You're gonna have lots of drama all summer, and if anybody can get me, if it does exist, I have to see this. And the sooner the better, because I'm gonna watch it all tomorrow. Because I know there's some gems in there, just in case I have to back him up. If there's anything him say that he's gonna use his mind powers on me, but not yet, and just totally ruin you. He doesn't realize it. Nobody quits unless they want to, or they get their feelings hurt. I really want that. I would love it. Why are you scared? You got nothing to lose. No, because I'll tell you, Kyle, because this is having more effect. He can. Do I have those fucking? Maybe I could show them. I got those. First sent me those. Yeah, hold on a second.
Oh, the talking points.
No, he's arguing with people in his fucking chat. Hold on a second. It's fucking funny. Like, you want to tell me that he's totally calm and about this and what have you. How do you cover a 4-hour reception stream about you? In fairness, he's right. He raped himself. Like, he's so audience captured. This is what I mean by audience captured. He's an audience captured fucking middle of the roader there, or fence sitter. Let's see. Tommy did a 1-hour segment with your 4-hour stream. Look, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good timing. I know I was molding him. I just got rid of that. Well, 2 hours. My segment, to be honest. The countdown now was a call, but he's too scared. I don't know. I don't get this. Like, I can't remember the last time I fucking had a conversation before a stream.
Okay, buddy.
What happened to Matt Pitt? He only had one leg.
Died.
He would have talked some sense into the old codger. Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I hear. That's what a little bird tells me. You're trying to rope people in while you tell people you're not roping them in. Good luck with that one. Good luck with that one. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Who does this? It's just fucking weird to me. Whatever. It's YouTube drama. Who cares? You never been to one before?
Shot from the point,
You think I'm going to just stop criticizing you one day? You think I'm not goofing on you one day? You got this, Chud. You're winning. Right? You're not a fucking snake. Nothing's ever going to fucking fall out of the sky and say you were colluding with somebody.
Oh no, Tommy, it's the editor responding. That's who it is.
No. What do you have to worry about? Nothing. You won. I don't know. So there you go. I don't know. Don't freak out. Bye.